Hey everybody, it's Miss Kline, and today I'm going to walk you through one of the amazing Microsoft MakeCode Arcade tutorials. Yesterday we looked at the Chase the Pizza tutorial, and today we're going to do Happy Flower. This one's a little more complicated, and we're just getting a feel for how to build a program and to watch how it works and then play with the game when we're done. So that's why I decided to choose Happy Flower as the second one we look at. You're, of course, welcome to do any one of the 13 wonderful tutorials, whichever one you enjoy the most. And the tutorials are very clear. They tell you step by step how to do each part of the program so that it runs successfully for you. So it's a wonderful introduction to how to build a game. So click on Happy Flower, and then you're going to choose blocks. You can also choose JavaScript or Python if you want, but if you want to learn with the block-based coding that we've been using in class, I recommend choosing the blocks. So it's just showing us what our program will look like at the end. So the flower is sending bees out to go back to the hive after they've gotten some nectar. So it's kind of neat to watch this one go. You can see that the motions of the bees are random. So you're going to learn a few different ways to make this happen in a program. So click OK. And you'll just follow the instructions step by step. First, we're going to set the background color by looking in the scene. Notice that the scene toolbox matches the same color as in the instructions. So in the scene, set background color, put it into the on-start block, which is the block that will start the program running. Set the background color to light blue. And again, remember, you can pause Ms. Kline's video at any point so that you can work on the project at your own pace, and then just if you're getting stuck, you can watch how Ms. Kline walk through it. Get a set My Sprite 2 in the sprites toolbox and put it into the on-start block. Click on the empty sprite image to open the image editor and draw a flower. So you notice Ms. Kline grabbed the wrong block. There we go. Set My Sprite 2. You're going to click on the image block, and then you can either grab a flower out of the gallery or you can draw your own flower. So I'm just going to grab a flower out of the gallery. So now we're going to click Next. This is step 3. We're going to continually refresh our game. So we go into the Game toolbox, and we're going to get the Update block. We're going to set the time to 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. So there's 1000 milliseconds in a second. So we're ready to go to Next. Now we're going to set the projectile. Those are the things that are coming out of the flower. We're going to look in the Sprites toolbox to get set projectile to projectile from My Sprite. We're going to put it in the Update block. And next, for step 5, click on the image in projectile to open the image editor. Now, this time we do need to draw because we don't have a bee in the image gallery. So I'm going to just draw a kind of oval shape and make it all yellow. Try to round the corners off a tiny bit. I was trying to use the bee that was in the example earlier we saw flying around. Some little gray wings. My little bee's wings. If you draw too much, you can get the eraser out. There. So now I'm going to draw some black lines so it kind of looks like a bee. There we go. And then I'll put like maybe a little nose on the front of my bee so you can see which side is the front. And then I'll put a little stinger on the back of my bee so I know which one's the front of the bee and the back of the bee. So I am done with my bee. Kind of cute. So now we're going to click next. So we have our bee made. Now we're going to randomize our bee. We're going to pick a random number from the math toolbox. So pick a random number. And we're going to place it in the Vx, which is the velocity of x. Remember, the x-axis is on the bottom, the horizontal, and the y-axis is on the vertical. So we're going to make the velocity, the speed of the x-axis, as random. And it says to change it from 0 to -25 in the first box, and from 10 to +25. We're going to do that again for the y variable, for the velocity of y. So all we have to do is Control, click, and duplicate that block. Put that in the y. And now we're ready to click next. So step 7, we're going to, oh, I went a step ahead. So we are very good on the random velocity of the variables. So now we're going to set, notice that I clicked this help button here. That opened up a demonstration of how to do something. You can always open that up as well. So now we're going to find the set my sprite x to 0 in the sprites toolbox. Set my sprite, there we go. We're going to place it after the set projectile 2. So it's in the update block. And we're going to change my sprite to projectile because that's the bees that are moving around the screen. We're going to click on the X and select lifespan. So this is how long this is going to last. We're going to add a value of 3,000. So that's just setting the lifespan of this event. So we're going to click next. Congratulations, your happy flower is complete. It will now send back joyful little bees. Go run your program in the simulator to see the bees fly away. Did you notice that some of the bees are flying backwards? Do you want to do something extra? We can have the bees fly off in the opposite direction. So we're going to continue in the next step. So our bees fly in the right direction. The bees should point to the left when they fly to the left. Get an if then from the logic. So remember, that's a conditional. We're going to get the logic. We're going to get an if then block, and we're going to place it after the projectile lifespan. This is our conditional. We're going to replace the true block, or that condition, with 0 is less than 0. So go in here, and there's a 0 is less than 0, and you can always switch it to, but that one was sitting there waiting. They're going to tell us what to do with that math equation. Replace the 0 in the first 0 in the 0 is less than 0 condition with my sprite x. My sprite x. Change the my sprite to projectile. Remember, because we're talking about the bees, those are our projectiles around the screen. Change the x to velocity of x. We want to have the velocity of x that time. So now we're going to go to the next block. Go to the toolbox and open up advanced categories. We're going to get an image block that flips the image horizontally. Pull it out and place it inside the if then conditional block. Now back in sprites, get a my sprite image. And drop it over the picture variable. Change my sprite to projectile. There, so it's going to work on the bee now. So notice that all of our sprites are called projectiles in the update because only the bees are updating. The flower is staying static. And you can see that they're in random areas. So you can see that the X and Y are going in random places and the velocity. All right, you now have bees happily flying away in both directions. So you see that Miss Kline's stinger is on the back end of the bee, and so the bees are flying in the right direction. So we did it. Yay, high five. Oh yeah, we got it. So to get credit on this assignment, what you're going to do is take a screenshot of the entire screen. So this is Happy Flower. Here's the whole screen. Before I do that, I think I'm going to move my Zoom controls. Otherwise, they'll be in my screenshot. I don't really have a choice. Okay, so I'm going to take my screenshot. There we go. So make sure you get all of your blocks and your game screen there. So notice that you have the ability to change the size. Notice I was kind of struggling to get this all to fit on one screen. So there we go. So you can change your size and things in the screenshot. It's all resized. You can see her blocks. You can see her game. And you can see that she did all the levels in the tutorial. Now we're going to click Fin. If you have a device, you can download it at this point. You can select your hardware. You can download it directly to your device and play it. Or you can click Finish. And you're going to name it. Miss Kline's Happy Flower. This would be your Happy Flower, not Miss Kline. And you're going to publish your project. So Miss Kline can share it out on Twitter. So I'm going to put that out because that is way cool. And you can also copy your URL, which is actually showing in my Twitter, in my tweet. So I've already got a copy of that. I can also embed it. And this is what's really neat. I'm going to copy this embed code in the simulator. I'm going to copy that because then I can use that code to embed it in my Canvas course for you guys to see later. So what you want to do is you want to copy that code and upload that into Canvas with your wonderful blocks. And then you can share that with other people. You can post it on Facebook. You can text it to somebody. You can show your family and they can play the game that you built. So congratulations, you did it. Good job.